Before you start chapter 4, I wanted to spend a few minutes with you. I know it's a really long chapter, but there's 4 major ideas in the chapter, and I think if you keep those ideas in mind, it'll make it a lot easier to navigate. The first major idea is that intellectual property is not like physical property. I think we all recognize the benefits that accrue from giving people rights to own physical property, but how do you extend those rights to intellectual property? You know, a song is not like a Chevy. If you steal somebody's Chevy, they can't drive it anymore. But if you steal someone's song, they can still sing it. So how does society give property rights to artistic expressions when they're so easily copied? And then the second major theme has to do with copyright and fair use. So copyright owners are given some control, but not total control over their artistic expressions. And so there's this concept of fair use, which lets you use somebody's copyrighted work without their permission. And so the question is, where do you draw the line? And you'll read a lot of cases in the chapter about how judges had to decide where to draw the line between what was fair use and what wasn't. The third major theme is that this whole debate about intellectual property is really intensified with digital media and broadband networks. So now that we have songs and videos represented using digital form rather than analog form, it makes perfect copies possible. And that's the first component. And the second component is now that we have broadband internet, we can spread these perfect copies very quickly. And so how is the entertainment industry going to survive given digital media and broadband communications? And then the fourth major theme has to do with the open source software model. So the open source movement has really been a powerful force in the software industry. There's a lot of talented programmers who have freely given of their time to create pieces of software that are freely distributed and work really well. And so one question is whether a similar result is possible in the arts. Are we going to see development of artists giving up their musical compositions, their photography, the things that their paintings, so that other people can use those creative constructs without asking them for permission? If you keep these 4 themes in mind, I think you'll find the chapter a lot easier to navigate. And if you have specific questions about anything that you're reading in the chapter, just go ahead and put your question up on the discussion board and I'll answer it really quickly. Enjoy the chapter.